Hi, Five. So we're going to move on to a new project today, and we're going to do something called Kirigami, which is a bit like origami, but it also involves a method of cutting paper. And what we're going to do with this method is each week we're going to try something a bit different, and the aim is that we're going to build up a layered image that will create a scene at the end of I think we've got 5 weeks left of school. So I hope you enjoy this first week. We're going to start off what I hope you think is a simpler way of doing it, and then we're going to build it up. We're going to try and make it fit onto an A4 page, and it's Kirigami, so we're just going to be using paper. So the best thing you can do is to collect, well, is to make sure you have got some nice thin paper that's easy to fold and to cut. And if you have got coloured paper, that might be really beneficial too, because we're going to try and show some contrast with the colours. So I hope you enjoy a new method of working, and let's get started. Okay, so I'm working on yellow paper for my first. What we're going to create is a folded and concertinaed flower shape. So you're going to need a 15 by 15 centimetre square, and I've used the edge, as you can see here. So that's my first straight edge. I've then drawn out, using the ruler, a few marks down the side, and I've lined it up and made it 15, and then I've done the same with the top. I'm now going to cut this out, making sure that I'm cutting as accurately as possible, because the straighter we cut, the better it's going to fold together. Alright, so you can see I've just cut mine out. My paper has actually got a white side and a yellow side, but it doesn't matter for this method because we're just going to see one side of it. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to fold it diagonally up and press in the fold. Okay, now we've got our folded paper. You can see mine's still yellow, but it's hiding. We're going to take this point here and we're going to take it up to that bit there. So when you fold it, bring it in closer, you want it to go like that, and then you're going to press in the fold. As the paper gets thicker, it gets harder to fold, so just make sure that you are pressing it in hard. Okay, so now we are here. We're not going to repeat the same on the other side. We're actually going to do this. So we're going to open it out, and you see we've got this fold here. Then we're going to turn it. It looks a bit like a right angle triangle now. And we're going to take this corner here, and we're going to line it up here. But only going to make a really, really shallow mark. So I'll show you. I'm going to turn mine around to make it easier for me with one hand. But you bring the paper up to that line, and you're just going to press it in just there at the top, and then release it. Okay, that's going to be a guide for our next fold. Okay, so now we have got a little marker here, and we've got the shape that looks like that. We're now going to move this fold here and add in another one using this as our marker. Okay, so instead of having it fold all the way to the top, we're going to fold it to the mark. So manipulate your paper, kind of push it out the way almost. Just to really manipulate it, because it's getting a little bit more 3D now. And then I'm going to put that line on that marker, and then I'm going to press that fold in there. There we go. And you can see if I turn it over, we've got a double line there, which is absolutely fine. So that is the next stage. Okay, so next stage, we're going to bring this point all the way across to here, but it's going to go slightly higher than the paper. So we're going to bring it across so we keep a point here. So if you can see, I'm going to lift it so the point is still a point. You don't want to have it so you've got a wide gap like that, okay? Because that's what would happen is if you do the point of the paper to the point corner. We're focusing on the point at the middle of the flower, which is what it will be, and then line it up with that line just like that. So you have an overlap up here, as you can see. But it's all lined up other places, and then we're going to press that fold in like that. Okay, so last couple of folds now to get the concertina of the flower right. So we're going to bring this one now back and we're going to line it up with the side next to it, trying to make this side here nice and straight and the centre line straight, which is quite hard one-handed. There we go. And then to finish it, oh hang on, I need to go a little bit more this way. I want it on that line really. There's a little bit of a gap in the middle. Okay. And then we're going to bring them over one more time like that. Sorry, hang on, sorry, that's how it looks. So we've just gone, had the point across there that had the overlap slightly, bring it back into the middle to create a centre line, and then we're going to finish off by bringing those over and pressing that in. So if I turn it, so you can see that's where we had the first fold when we did the angles, and this is how it looks now. So all the folds are hiding in the middle, and this is the start of our flower. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut off the excess here that we don't need, and then we're going to draw on the petals. Okay, so I've just cut out my curve shapes. I'm now going to open this out. Now what makes this so special is that unlike a snowflake that you might have done, this becomes a 5-point flower rather than a symmetrical one. So here we go, here is the 5-point flower. So that I think this method is so effective and it works really well. When you have completed one flower, it would be great to actually have a few more, but maybe in different sizes. So this one was a 15 by 15 centimetre flower. I'm going to do maybe a 10 and a 5 just to finish off, because these are going to start to build our image of our Kirigami, our creative Kirigami image. Enjoy. I hope that you might have done maybe this before, but this might be a slightly different way of working. The trick with this is to make sure the folds are good and that you're really making sure everything is lined up, and then you'll get a good image. Also sharp scissors, because they will help you cut the curves, or if you're going to do a pointed flower, they'll help you cut the points too. When you are finished, please upload a photo to Teams of your finished cut flowers, and I look forward to seeing those. Thank you. So here we go. I've just created a 10 centimetre and a 5 centimetre. Look how small it is with my finger. The 5 centimetre was quite tricky because it's very small and you can't do much with the detail. So you might, I wouldn't go any smaller than 5 centimetres. But as I said, the aim is to use the time to create as many flowers as possible. Try and change the shape of the petal. Here I've got more curved and here I've got more pointed. Again, a slightly different curve there. So we have a collection. Make sure that you keep these somewhere safe, possibly maybe in your art and DT book. Just tuck them in so they don't get lost, because we're going to keep working on these from next week and add an extra technique to these. Again, please upload to Teams. I'd love to see what you are doing, and I hope you enjoy.